Hello and welcome to the Yuletide Yoga Advent Calendar. It's Saskia here. Today we're going to look at the Svadhisthana chakra, which is the second one from the bottom upwards, and it is orange. It's a center of sexual energy and creative energy, and let's put it this way. How we relate to other people is kind of more the relationship bit of it, the sexual energy bit. And the creative bit is how we relate to our work, our craft, our calling. So the key and the pathway to this chakra is the hips. So nice and relaxed and open hips, or strong and relaxed open hips, is also the key way to aligning this chakra. If you've never heard of a chakra, it just basically means a wheel in Sanskrit, and it's these glowy orbs that go along the spine. You're not really going to find them when you go there with a microscope. They're more of a myth, an idea, and when they're out of line, then that spinal column isn't, that line isn't straight. And we think of, on a spiritual level, in terms of chakras, we think of the line from the base of the spine going up to the crown of the head as the antenna of the body. So I know I've broken a car antenna before, so I know what it's like, what happens, and it starts to get fizzy and it doesn't work properly and the radio signal doesn't come through. So much like on a physiological level and a spiritual level, when that antenna is straight, we receive and put out messages much more easily. Okay? So we're going to start with the hips today, but first we're going to ground, working from the ground upwards with our feet. So you're going to take a nice wide step, like a sumo wrestler. We're going to inhale the breath in for the nose and slam dunk it to the floor, bending your knees. You're just going to bring it down to the floor. Inhale, scoop it up. Exhale for the mouth. Inhale. And exhale. And one more time. Whew. Just walk your feet in a bit closer. Bend your knees. Super soft knees. Drop your head. Just rocking a little side to side. Yeah, yoga is meant to be playful. I'm going to take this hat off. Super hot. And on a long and deep inhale, roll yourself up to standing. Make any sounds you like to make. Maybe yawn. Rolling the shoulders up and back a bit. Yeah. So being playful is really important, yeah? So we let go of a little bit of that control and slip into that childlike way of thinking of no worries, no bills to pay, no chores to do. We still know we have to do all those, but right now you don't. Yeah, right now you're doing yoga and you can just forget about it for a while. Okay. All right, so I'm going to continue with a hip opener. But first, again, a little grounding exercise. You're going to have your feet about hip width apart, maybe a bit wider. I recommend wider if you want to. And then you want to be on a really solid floor. So if you're on a very squidgy mat, come off it for this exercise. We're going to hold on to the hips. We're going to pop the hips forward, kind of like this, whoa, Michael Jackson move. And I recommend not to do it in public too much. And then we're going to lift up onto the balls of the feet. So it's like we're rocking back and forth. Just playfully here, rocking onto the balls of the feet and back onto the heels. Not too much. Hey Sam, how's it going? And then lifting up. And you're going to feel your stomach muscles just tighten. I don't care what you say, you all have them. So sometimes they're just under some layers and that's fine. I'm just going to tighten the stomach muscles and breathe. It's like you're in a pair of high heels for those that don't know what that's like. Have we got Summer here? Hi, Summer. Summer is Christmas tree obsessed. Release your hands to the side. You're still pushing your pelvis forward, tuck that tailbone underneath, and inhale your hands up. Now fixate on a dristi, a single pointed focal point that isn't moving. Exhale, roll the shoulder blades back, elbows straight, twist your pinky fingers in. For those of you who want to go a bit further, look up to the ceiling, and now you're trying to touch the ceiling. So make yourself as tall as possible. Deep breath in through the nose. So if we could get the cookie jar at the top. I call this the cookie jar pose. Exhale, slowly lower the heels down, palms together, center of the chest. Yeah. Hello, calves. Now you might feel like your feet are a bit heavier on the ground or a little bit more steady on the ground, and this is exactly what we want. Take the feet wide. We're going to go straight into warming up these hips. Have some blocks handy. Chair is optional. Chair instead of blocks is great for what we're doing. Or even be near a sofa or a settee. Slide your hands down your thighs. And sit the bum down in this wide sumo wrestler squat. I've always wanted to do that. Inhale, roll the shoulder blades back. And now exhale, press into your right inner thigh. Look over your left shoulder. Inhale up. Exhale, press into your left inner thigh. Look over your left shoulder. Inhale up. Exhale, press into your right inner thigh. Look over your left shoulder. I'm mirroring you here. Inhale. Exhale, press into left. Look over right. And you're squeezing the thighs apart. Inhale, coming halfway up. Exhale, sit your bum down, press into right inner thigh, look over left shoulder. Inhale, one more time. Exhale. Now stay really low, interlace the fingers like James Bond. Don't tell me you're not doing it because it's fun. Inhale, hands down. Exhale, squeeze your hands over your head. Inhale. Kids, if you're doing this, you can pretend you're an elephant drinking from the watering hole. Exhale. Give yourself a shower. Inhale. And then stand up. Ooh. Stay on the balls of the feet. Push the heels out. Wide position, soften the knees and press the ground away. Inhale, lift the shoulders. Exhale, shoulders back. Let's open the hips. Inhale, open your arms. Now point your right foot forward. Maybe your mat is turned the same way as mine towards the screen. If not, you might need to turn it around. Exhale, bend the right knee. Warrior two. Inhale, straight. Exhale. Inhale, back leg is straight. Push into the back left heel. Exhale. Keep the right knee above the ankle. Pull your left fingertips back a bit. Inhale here. Tuck the tailbone. Look over and beyond your right middle finger. Exhale. Either bring the forearm, A, onto the thigh. Left hand straight up. Or over the head, diagonal with the left leg. Or B, bring the hand inside of the foot. Here, a chair or a block is great. Yeah. Any way up you want to take it, really. Inside of the right foot. And then it's up to you if you want to reach the left hand over the head forwards diagonally with the left leg in Parsva Konasana. Relax the face. And exhale, reach the left hand all the way down and inside of the right foot. You're going to walk the right foot to the outer edge of the mat. Bring the left knee down to begin with a chair or some blocks or without. You're going to bring your hands down inside of the right thigh. And if you want it to be a bit more powerful today, you're feeling quite energized, lift that left knee, push the left heel back, squeeze the right thigh into the outer right shoulder, breathe. So why do we need open hips? Well, for one thing, it really is great for exercise. If you're a runner or a cyclist, and open hips helps the back, helps the core mobility, and also the core strength. Yeah, the more mobile we are on the body, in the fascia, the connective tissue, the more we can access different muscle groups. And if you want to go further here, you can come down to your forearms. You might even do this with some blocks. This is why chairs, blocks, props are great. And I'm going to turn to my side in a moment. You'll see what I'm doing. I'm going to change sides so you can see what I'm doing more clearly. We're still right foot forward, left foot back. You can turn onto your left hand or forearm, and you're just going to turn slightly to the side. Point your right toes out, just let the knee open up, and lift your right hand up. Deep breaths. And we surrender in the hips, yeah? So, by the wisdom of Byron Katie, she always says, one of my favorite authors is, she always says, there's God's business, your business, and others' business. And the only business we have is our own business, yeah? We can't control other people. And in trying to do so, we really are getting into sort of a losing game, or a very frustrating effort. And God's business is kind of like nature, when there's natural things happening in the world, like a hurricane or big wave surfing. That's God's business. So how she says it. And so most of the time we get frustrated because people aren't doing what we want them to do. And then we get this experience and it's uncomfortable. But really, we are completely responsible for our own experience in life. No one else. Yeah, that's our business. No one else's business. And so responding to our ability to do what we can do, not what anyone else can do, just being yourself, is all you need to worry about. Exhale, right hand down. Rotate the right toes in. Whew. We're going to step it back into downward dog. If you like, you can wiggle your foot between the hands, curl the left toes under, and then step back, shake it out. You might even be taking down dog with a chair if you haven't got blocks. Blocks, chairs are such wonderful things. I recommend if you have a chair, put it onto the mat. Right, stepping the left foot forward and rotate the hips in, maybe taking your blocks with you here to walk inwards. We're taking it to the other side. Before we do so, let's come up. First coming down and then up. Inhale to a flat back. Push the ground away with strong quads, and exhale, forward fold. Hands to the hips if you want. If you like to take your hands down, you can, or even bring them in line with your feet or underneath you, reaching backwards. Slide your hands out to your hips. Inhale, strong legs, lifting up with a flat back. Open the arms out. Point your left toes forward. Right leg is straight. Exhale, bend the left knee. Push your left heel to the right. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend your left knee. Push into your big left toe. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Stay here. Looking to your left middle finger. Inhale. Exhale. Now bring your left forearm down onto the thigh. Right hand up and over the head. Parsvakonasana. Here, you might take the hand down inside of the foot on a block, and Really, if you're not there yet at the floor, I really recommend blocks. And you're pressing through the back of the right foot, reaching over the torso all the way into the right fingertips. And then you can imagine like a ray of light bursting through your fingertips and going beyond. Exhale, reach your right hand forward, twist your right hip in, shimmy your left foot out to the left so you've got some space, and then with a chair or blocks, bring your hands down onto them. Stay up on the right toes if you're feeling, yeah, I want a bit more energized. If you're feeling like, nope, I'm a bit more yin today, bring the knee down, so a bit more relaxed. Option to bring the forearms down into lizard pose. On the inhale, tug your forearms, your hands towards you, pulling your chest forwards, looking in front of you, in front of your mat. Exhale, deepen. Squeeze the left thigh in towards the left shoulder. Back onto blocks if you want, otherwise stay down on the right forearm or back up onto outstretched arms. You're just going to twist your left toes out a bit, turn to the side, inhale, left hand up for a twist. And just so you get the idea here of this twisting here, we're in this wide hip opener. Just minding our own business and responding to our ability. Yeah, to your ability, not ours. I'm responding to mine and you're responding to yours. And slowly bring your left hand down. All right, just pressing in. Okay, back through a little downward facing dog. And we'll end our session. Press into the blocks, lift the back knee up. If you're not using blocks, by the way, a chair works great if you've got a sturdy chair, but bring it all the way onto the mat so it doesn't slip. And then press your left foot back. Shake it out. Let's go for a little vinyasa to finish off this session. Inhale to plank. Exhale, knees down. Bend the elbows, keep them tucked in close, all the way flat onto your belly. Flatten the feet, and you're just going to place any props, chairs, blocks out of the way, and to a Sphinx pose. Bring your forearms down. You want to grab about your elbow width apart. Grab your opposite elbow. Keep the elbows where they are. Grip the ground with your forearm. And then pull yourself forward. You're on your pelvic floor. Feet about hip width apart. Excuse the bum flap. It's got a moose on it. That's why I had to get it. Yeah, it's Canadian. I loved it. I saw it online. I had to have it. Pull yourself forward. Inhale. Exhale. And if you feel like a little lion's breath, yeah, you can do the cross-eyed look, stick your tongue out, and it's really good to release some phlegm in the morning. Inhale. Lion's breath. Ooh. Hand onto hand, bring your forehead down, wiggle. It's really good to have a laugh in these kind of poses, not to take yourself too seriously. Wiggle out the pelvis, everything sink and melt. And our last finishing pose is going to be a half frog. If you want to do a full frog like in the Ashtanga series 2, you can do that. Otherwise, just bring your left forearm down in front of you, and your left forearm is a prop to prop your chest up a little bit, like in the Sphinx, but one arm and you're taking it slightly across the mat for more surface area. Bend the right knee, reach back for the foot, and now push it down to the outside of the hip. If you see a gap between, I'm going to show this so you can see what I mean. If you see a gap between the hip and the mat, you want to press that hip down. That's going to protect your lower back. And then your left arm is pulling you forwards while your right hand is pulling the foot down. You're going to know how far you want to respond to your ability, not to mine, but your responsibility, knowing what's right for you. Inhale here, pull your chest forward. And exhale, push and pull. So I know when I feel a pinch in my lower back that it's too much, and I'm just going to ease off here. I'm just going to ease off on the foot, and I'm going to ease off on the arm. I might even just bring the foot to the buttock, to the bum, instead of the side. And then release. We're going to change sides. Replace your left arm with your right. You're gathering the surface area of your right arm and pulling your chest forward like in Sphinx. Bend the left knee. We want to squeeze the foot to the outside of the hip without lifting the hip off. Inhale. Exhale. And release. Ooh, hand onto hand, bring your forehead down. Ooh. Let it all out, through the mouth, through the nose, whatever feels good. And now what you can do is you can simply roll onto your back, whoop, with as little effort as possible, and come into Shavasana. There is an option if you want to further it with the hips, is to bring the outside of the feet touching in Supta Baddha Konasana. Let the knees drop to the side, either side. Open the hands. If you're still not comfortable, you feel like, oh, my lower back, I need something there. Do an assisted Supta bound angle pose. Take a blanket or bolster or pillows and a block. Wedge the blanket in a roll right up to your lower back, outside of the feet touching. Lay down, lay your spine across the blanket. Take a block for head support so the head isn't just dropping down. I feel like here I need the blanket a bit further up and the block kind of sideways. Hands out to the side. And you might bring one hand on your belly, one on your chest, and feel how that breath moves up to the belly hand. Inhale for the nose, to the chest hand, and then back down. The chest hand sinks and the belly hand sinks. Release the hands down. Thank you very much for coming today. That was the second chakra from the bottom, Svadhisthana, which means at her favorite standing place. You can interpret that how you will, how you may. Take as much time as you need to continue, or maybe come into a Shavasana if you like, laying on the floor. I will be back with you tomorrow. Namaste.